This video is about the different types of joints. There's three major types of joints. Fibrous joints connect bone to bone. Cartilaginous joints are going to make a cartilage sandwich, bone, cartilage, bone. And then synovial joints are freely movable joints. So here's a picture of a fibrous joint, bone fused to bone. Sometimes they're called suture joints because they look like someone stitched sutures or stitches along that line. Fibrous joints, there's two major categories that we're going to focus on. The suture joint, that would be like bones of the skull, and interosseous membrane. So interosseous means in between bones. In this case, the radii and ulna have this interosseous membrane that are joining bone to bone. So if the radius and ulna have that, there is one other example. You could probably guess it already. The tibia and fibula have that. Cartilaginous joints are a cartilage sandwich, bone, cartilage, bone. So these would be things like your spine or the pubis symphinus, where the two pubic bones join in your pelvis. This does allow some movement. There's some movement in your spine. It can be a little flexible, but it's not freely moving. So symphinous just means growing together. Symphony, like music sounds together. Growing together. So in between these joints is fibrocartilage. Synovial joints are the joints that are freely movable joints. They articulate. They're able to move. So on the end of that bone, we identified articular cartilage because it helps that movement happen. We also might recognize synovial membrane, which produces synovial fluid. That fluid creates a lubricant between those joints, which allows them to move freely and easily. There are several different types of joint movement. Flexion or extension means flexion, you're narrowing the joint angle. So that would be like bringing your arm in. Extension would be straightening your arm out. Circumduction would be moving like your shoulder in a circle, or maybe your leg in a circle. Supine means palm up, so think of it like holding soup, the palm up. Pronation is like palm down, so you're rotating to face down, pronate. Adduction means you're moving an extremity closer to your body. You're adding it to your body. It's like moving your arm down to your body. That's adduction. But to take it away from you, abduction, like it's being abducted by aliens. It's being taken away from you. So like to move your arm up. Rotation just means you're moving from side to side. Protract and retract is something like you can do with your jaw. You can stick it out and move it in. Like stick your head forward, move it back. Elevate means to raise like this. Like you shrug your shoulders. Depress means you're pushing it down. It's going down. Depression. On this graphic, you can see how these joints are moving. That there's lots of different kinds of synovial joints. Ball and socket are probably some of the more popular ones in the hip and the shoulder. There's the hinge joint, which works like a hinge on a door. It just kind of opens and closes, opens and closes. The saddle joint, where your thumb is, it kind of rolls across there so you can touch your thumb and pinky. Plane joint, like in your tarsals and carpals, where you can kind of move your wrists from side to side. They slide across each other. A condyloid joint is so you can kind of roll and rotate around on that joint. So there's a lot of different kinds of joints that allow you to have a lot of different types of body positions. There can be some disorders of joints. Sprain just is where the ligaments are injured, ligaments attach bone to bone. Bursitis is where you have, ITIS tells you there's a irritation of the bursa. The bursa is that little space in there where the synovial fluid is. So sometimes you'll see like a little sac on the bottom of a kneecap or in an elbow as a result of bursitis. Osteoarthritis is an overuse type of arthritis. So maybe a pitcher, which is throwing 100 fastballs, over time, it's going to start to wear down that joint. That's osteoarthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is a different problem. That's an autoimmune disease where your body's attacking its joints. So the difference is in osteoarthritis, you'll see it unilaterally on one side of the body. But rheumatoid arthritis, you'll see it on both sides. So here's a great example of rheumatoid arthritis. So you can see it's affecting all the joints. As opposed to this example, which would be osteoarthritis. The arthritis is only found in the joints that are being overused. In this case, the joints in the metatarsals. And that's all we have about joints.